We begin with breaking news at this hour. Right now, part of Loop 410 is shut down on the city's northeast side as crews try to clear not one, but two accidents. You're looking at 410 and Eisenhower from TransGuide right now.
And you can see all that backup. That's along the northbound lanes leading up to the scene at 410 and Walton. You can see nobody's going anywhere. We know at least right now that at least one person was hurt. Now, that would be the driver of the Corvette that you see there.
There it is.
There you go. Now, police say that it stalled out only to be hit from behind by another driver who didn't stop. Investigators say that the truck that's loaded right there on the tow truck in that video tried to avoid the Corvette, but overcorrected, flipped over. The Corvette driver was taken to the hospital, has non-life-threatening injuries, but no details just yet on whoever was in the truck. Now, in other news tonight, flames cut trick-or-treating short for some. Instead of knocking on doors, they watched as firefighters put out flames at a home on the west side. Yeah, luckily no one was hurt. The night team's John Paul Barajas spoke to neighbors, though, who witnessed the entire thing.
It's a fun, kid holiday, and you see this tragedy right in the middle of it, and you're like, are we happy? Are we sad?
On Halloween night, you're bound to see some scary things. But for those who live or trick-or-treat near Timber Wild and Timber Glade, the ghouls and goblins were overshadowed by firefighters.
Well, I thought, oh heck, I hope someone's okay.
Firefighters tell us they don't know how this house fire started, but that they do know it started in the backyard. A few neighbors across the street saw the blaze as it spread to the home.
Yeah, we can already see it.
The flames were very large. They were billowing. It was a little surreal and overwhelming. My heart was racing.
The whole neighborhood was smoked. There was no wind, so it was just stagnant.
As kids in costumes collect candy and look in all the fire trucks, neighbors say being able to continue a tradition is helping ease concerns.
It's such a weird Halloween. Not the Halloween we were expecting to have, but we're just so happy that everyone's okay.
Out here, firefighters have cleared and trick-or-treaters have gone home. As for the fire, the battalion chief says that it was deemed, the home was deemed not livable and nobody was injured. Now, the homeowner, we tried to speak to him off camera. They were too shaken up to go on camera, but did say they will be staying with family for the time being. John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
And we're starting to see some thunder and lightning out there this evening, hearing some thunder, seeing some lightning. We've got some storms pushing in onto the city's west side here. As we zoom in, you can see some storms working their way in from Devine into the west side, just outside of Loop 1604. But throughout the evening tonight, these storms are going to continue to move across San Antonio. You'll notice they're spotty in nature. It's not raining everywhere all at once, but we're still seeing some showers and storms, one north of Bulverde right now. And as we head through the rest of the evening, know that scattered showers and storms, it's going to be about 40 to 60% coverage. Now, we do not anticipate any severe weather. However, a few rumbles of thunder may wake up some light sleepers. We'll even carry a chance of rain into the early morning commute tomorrow. Coming up, I'm going to detail that radar, track a few of those storms, tell you when they'll be in your neighborhood, and we'll talk about what you need to know for the morning commute tomorrow. Steve.
Thank you, Sarah. Well, more details continue to develop in the shooting case of Eric Cantu. His family responding after KSAT Investigates reviewed new records in this case. The San Antonio police records show Cantu evaded now fired San Antonio police officer James Brennan the night before he was shot by the very same officer in a McDonald's parking lot. According to those court records, Cantu's girlfriend also in the car both nights as well. She's telling police Cantu sped away from police near Highway 281 in Bitters Road the next night he was shot. It's not clear what police were pulling him over for. Cantu's parents have said the car was not stolen. They remain focused on their son's recovery. As a matter of fact, they gave us a statement tonight, and they questioned some of those statements made in those documents. But they said if it's true, no action justifies the officer shooting Eric.
Now noon tonight on the Nightbeat, his car got wiped out while it was parked in a bus yard. And nearly a year later, that Via driver says that his employer made a lowball attempt to resolve the incident. As Dylan Collier learned, the offer is just a small portion of what the wreck actually cost the Via worker.
Bus driver Andrew Perez was in the middle of a shift last November.
I was actually doing the 602 route coming from medical
when a call came over the radio that his car had been involved in an accident. A maintenance employee using a push cart to move a bus through this lot on San Pedro overcorrected, slamming into the back of Perez's unoccupied Nissan Sentra.
Damaged all right here and actually pushed the car physically out of the way.
The crash, which was obviously not Perez's fault, forced the 23-year-old to file an insurance claim and rent a vehicle for 2.5 months while waiting for parts to come in. To date, he's out more than $3,500, not counting the increase to his insurance premiums after reporting the accident.
Originally, I was told from our HR department that since it was via vehicle, via property, via employee, that VIA wasn't responsible when they said VIA in all three of those scenarios.
Perez says he was eventually handed over to risk management and described the process of trying to get his company to cover the damage as an ongoing slog.
So my name is Andrew Perez and I've been an employee with y'all for about over a year.
Late last month, Perez showed up at VIA's board meeting to further push for a resolution.
I get cussed at, yelled at, spit at, almost assaulted. I've been through so much with this company and I've showed y'all so much loyalty over this year.
Sure enough, a week later, Perez received a settlement offer, $600, covering $25 a day for 24 days of car rental. It's less than 20% of what he's paid out of pocket and a fraction of what it actually costs to rent a car in San Antonio. It's also, according to Perez, insulting.
This was their fault. They need to take responsibility. But it's really heartbreaking knowing that the company I love and work for and have been there can't even be there for me.
For KSAT Investigates, I'm Dylan Collier.
VIA officials actually declined an interview request about this entire thing. A spokeswoman said their discussions with Perez on a possible resolution continue. They have not said whether the employee who crashed into his vehicle actually faced discipline.
Now, there was a Halloween hoax that happened today that was not funny. Today, hundreds of students from Central Catholic High School walked out of the building with their hands up after someone called in a threat. Now, that threat turned out to be false. San Antonio's police chief says that it's part of a troubling trend.
There have been calls all over the country, swatting calls, and we believe that this is, well, not believe that this is one of them, and this was one of those calls.
So he mentioned swatting, and swatting is the act of making a false report of a serious emergency to draw a large emergency response, which is what happened. Now, the chief says that regardless of the validity, his officers in the San Antonio Fire Department respond quickly. Right now, though, it's unclear where that call came from. Police say that calls like this are making investigations difficult for officers.
This week, we expect to hear from one of the women making allegations against former Spur and first-round draft pick Josh Primo. That's according to AL.com. Attorney Tony Busby will hold a news conference in Houston this Thursday.
And if that name sounds familiar, it's because he's the same attorney who represented 25 women in civil lawsuits against former Texas quarterback Deshaun Watson, who was accused of sexual misconduct during massages. Now, our Greg Simmons has this story. So, Greg, what has Busby said?
Now, here's what we know as of tonight. Busby has confirmed earlier today to the Associated Press that he now represents Dr. Hillary Cauthen, who's a former consulting psychologist for the Spurs. Dr. Cauthen is one of the women accusing the Spurs' 12th pick overall in the NBA draft from last year of exposing himself. This past Friday, the Spurs issued a stunning announcement in which they said they were parting ways with Primo in a one-sentence statement. Since that time, it was revealed by ESPN that Primo was abruptly cut after multiple women accused the 19-year-old of exposing himself. Primo also issued a statement on Friday in which he told us, quote, "I've been seeking help to deal with previous trauma I suffered and will now take this time to focus on my mental health treatment more fully," unquote. Spurs head coach Greg Popovich was asked before Sunday's game against Minnesota, what did the team know and when did they know it about Primo?
I think, under the circumstances, I think it's inappropriate for me to say anything beyond what we've already put out, for our statement.
According to AL.com, Dr. Cauthen, appearing with her attorney Busby this Thursday, will make a statement and take questions at the press conference. Coming up, San Antonio has a new name for its newest professional football team. Got that for you in sports.
All right. Thank you, Greg. One man accused of robbing college students in San Antonio, specifically at UTSA. 23-year-old Felton Brady facing several charges tonight. San Antonio police say the cases stem from robberies at the Tetro Students Village on Loop 1604. One UTSA sophomore says he woke up to a stranger in his apartment who then robbed him and his roommate at gunpoint.
He took out the mag and then he accidentally shot it, and you can actually see the bullet hole right here.
Now, the students wanted to remain anonymous. He says that robber actually took off with his Xbox, clothes, and a car. Another student at the complex had a similar run-in with the robber. It's unclear if police are looking for anyone else in this case. Big night for the lottery, the billion with a B.
Yes.
Dollar prize. Some are hoping to get as a Halloween treat tonight. We have your Powerball numbers coming up.
And she was shot by an armed carjacker in the quarry. You remember that story. Nearly a year later, that San Antonio woman is talking to us about her recovery. And
Bexar County deputies working a sexual assault case that's left a community shaken. How you can help in their search for a suspect. It's next right here on the Nightbeat. A break-in turned sexual assault case. It's an investigation that Bexar County deputies need your help with tonight. They say it happened just this morning at a home on Davalos Lane. That's in the Lucky Ranch neighborhood in West Bexar County. Investigators say someone got into a garage door and then into a home. The suspect then managed to get away. Deputies are asking neighbors for any surveillance video from that subdivision between the hours of 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. If you can help in this case, call 210-335-6000.
Almost a year ago, a carjacker shot a woman in the face at the Alamo Quarry Market. Alana Castañeda has fought to recover not just physically, but also mentally. And tonight, she speaks with the night team's Lee Waldman about her progress this last year.
My perspective on life has completely changed, because that night I remember being in this limbo between life and death.
That balance between life and death narrowly tipping in Alana Castañeda's favor nearly 1 year ago. On November 2nd, 2021, police say then 18-year-old Julio Cesar Rivera shot Castañeda in the face at the Alamo Quarry Market, all because he wanted her car.
That was the hardest battle. That was the hardest thing I've ever been through in my life, was just coming in and out of it.
She's been through hours of physical therapy, several surgeries, including one to reconstruct her orbital floor. The mental struggle just as hard.
I feel so happy just to be here with my family still, and that's great. But I do have my moments where I'm maybe why did this happen to me?
Castañeda was touched by what happened in Uvalde on May 24th. She made the journey there to offer support, knowing how it feels to be impacted by gun violence.
Kids do not need to be out here ruining people's lives and taking innocent lives away from families and friends. It's not okay.
The man accused of shooting her is still awaiting trial. Castañeda says it was hard to see him at a court appearance. This past year, she has found comfort in a trauma support group. She hopes sharing her story will help someone else.
If my story can help somebody else out there, whatever they're going through, then everything that I did go through was worth it.
Lee Waldman, KSAT 12 News.
It's a brave woman.
Yes, we're glad she's doing well.
Absolutely. All right, let's switch gears to that $1 billion jackpot tonight. Many hoping for a treat this Halloween. A big treat. Here are the numbers for tonight's Powerball. 13, 19, 36, 39, 59, and the Powerball is 13.
Buena suerte. Good luck.
Yeah.
Yes.
By the way, now to the Halloween tradition helping hospital patients in San Antonio. Several superheroes braved the heights at Baptist Children's Hospital as they rappelled down the building. Spider-Man seemed to make his way down the building with ease.
Okay.
Look at that.
Yeah.
All the superheroes were able to bring a smile to the patients and their parents inside.
It's super cool. My son and all my kids love superheroes. To actually see them and for them to see it is an awesome experience.
The San Antonio Police and Fire crews helped with today's event. It's a tradition that's been happening for the past 10 years.
You know that
it's a great tradition.
Adam Caskey is a little jealous because he's done that before.
I don't think he's done it like that Spider-Man at the head.
No, that's cool. Yeah, it's like he's going to see that and be like, challenge accepted. All right. Here's a live look right now. This is from the 13th floor haunted house downtown, where you can see there's still people there out there enjoying their Halloween. 69 degrees right now.
What better night to go to a haunted house than Halloween?
We've even got some spooky thunder and lightning out there this evening. Yeah, so some spooky weather, but really honestly spooky in name. We do not anticipate any kind of severe weather tonight, but if you are a light sleeper or your pets or your kids are light sleepers, you may be woken up by some thunder later on tonight. You can see there are some storms that are pushing into the west side right now. We've got some decent moderate to heavy rain falling as we speak over Helotes, Leon Valley, the SeaWorld area. And as we pan a little bit further to the south here, what you can see is right near Somerset, there may be some tiny pea-sized hail right near Somerset. Pea-sized hail is not severe. In fact, it's quite common in thunderstorms. Once the hail reaches about the size of quarters or greater, that's when we consider it to be severe. But that is not anticipated tonight. Again, just some splash and dash thunder showers out there. We've got a healthier rain shower right on the Frio and Atascosa County line between Pearsall and Pleasanton. These are generally moving to the northeast at about 35 miles per hour. Some heavier rain falling just north of Hondo, north of 90. And what I can do right now is I'll track this northern cell here that's currently moving through Helotes, SeaWorld, and the Leon Valley area. Again, these are moving to the northeast at about 25 to 30 miles per hour. So as we do so, let me go ahead and zoom out a little bit so that way I can track it better for you all. You can see it could be near the UTSA area by about 10:22 just in the next 5 minutes. Hollywood Park, Reagan High School, Stone Oak area closer to about 10:40. So again, these are gradually moving to the northeast at about 35 miles per hour. One thing to keep in mind is as we look a little bit further to the east, some showers and storms in the area are going to be quickly moving out. Let me try to clear this out for a bit. We're having a little bit of a technical difficulty with the tracking. But again, as you can see, things are moving steadily. We're seeing these showers because of a trough of low pressure that's right here over West Texas. Now that's going to be moving east through south central Texas in the overnight hours. So as I take you through the futurecast, notice that scattered showers and storms are still in the forecast for us overnight, even into early tomorrow too. This is a look at 4 o'clock in the morning. This is why you could hear a clap of thunder, perhaps see some lightning in the overnight hours. By the early morning commute, the heaviest of the rain will be east, but we still could see some showers around San Antonio. So plan accordingly. Give yourself a little extra 15 minutes to get to where you need to go early tomorrow. Most of the rain, though, will be well east of San Antonio by lunch. So as we look at your forecast for the day tomorrow, temperatures will climb all the way into the low 70s. Again, we're really not anticipating a ton of rain tonight. Some areas will get about half an inch of rain if they're lucky, but the rest of us, unfortunately, will only get maybe up to a tenth to a few tenths of an inch of rainfall. Then it'll be humid Thursday and Friday before more storms work their way in Friday night into Saturday. Hope you get some rain tonight.
Okay, thank you.
All right, you know, there's the baseline bums for the Spurs.
Very good.
For the new XFL team. The bullpen.
Very nicely done.
I'm just, if The Rock is listening, that's, what he should do.
What would be interesting to see is what people think of not only the name, but also the logo and the colors they've chosen for San Antonio's newest professional sports franchise. When we come back there, give you a little hint right there. And the big game, our big game Friday night, has a district title on the line. Coming up.
Rock this at the club. I don't go to clubs, but I love it, man. XFL coming to San Antonio. Here you go, baby.
Rock it at the club. Head coach Hines Ward is more than pleased with the swag he just received from San Antonio's newest professional sports franchise in big board sports.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
You had to get up pretty early this morning for the big announcement that naming San Antonio's newest professional football franchise in the rebooted XFL. That will be known as the Brahmas, one of 8 teams that will compete in the XFL, including 2 others in Texas, the Arlington Renegades and the Houston Roughnecks. The league was purchased by actor Dwayne Johnson, along with Redbird Capital, for $15 million. And the reason why they believe the third time will be the charm for its success is that all the games will be carried on ESPN or Disney platforms starting the week after the Super Bowl on February the 18th. And if you take a look at the new Brahmas logo, it also features the team's new colors of black and gold, which is very attractive for the Steelers Hall of Famer, who's now the Brahmas head coach.
Here it is. Ooh, the Brahmas. Yeah. The Brahmas, San Antonio Brahmas. I'm kind of used to these colors. My favorite colors, actually. It's like the first day of school, man. You lay out all your gear, what you gonna rock at school, man. I'm gonna rock that. I can rock that up underneath that. Man, I'm gonna rock this. This is gonna look nice. It feels right.
All right, the XFL draft is scheduled for next month with training camp set in Arlington and the home stadium for the Brahmas, the Alamo Dome. For the first time this season, the Dallas Cowboys offense outplayed the Dallas D in their 49-29 shootout against the Chicago Bears. With Ezekiel Elliott sidelined with a sore knee, Tony Pollard had a career day with 14 carries for 131 yards and 3 touchdowns. And while certainly he deserved the game ball, Micah Parsons did something he's never done before, scored a touchdown. That's after he recovered a fumble by David Montgomery, and after no one touched him, including the Bears quarterback Justin Fields, who leapt over him, he got back up and scored his first ever NFL TD.
Just landed on the ball. That kind of popped up, ready to, celebrate with the team. I thought I was down, and everyone's like, go, go, go. And, I just went.
That's certainly what he did. After having a week off to try and heal up, the UTSA Roadrunners go back to work this week to kick off their final 4 games of the season, starting with the University of Alabama at Birmingham. Roadrunners have the only undefeated record in Conference USA at 4-0 to go along with their 6-2 overall record, while UAB is 2-3 in conference, 4-4 overall. Despite their record, Roadrunners head football coach Jeff Traylor says they will have their hands full.
They're the #1 conference leading defense. They have the #1 runner in the country at running back. They have the #1 receiver in the country at yards per catch. They're getting their starting quarterback back this week. They're undefeated at home. They're 27-3 at home. Since 2017, they've been the best team in the conference. A lot of respect for them. When the season started, y'all asked me who I thought the best team in the conference was. I thought they should have been picked to win it. I still stand by going into UAB. It's not just an opinion. It's factual. It's one of the toughest places to play in the country.
Kickoff on Saturday on the road is set for 2:30. The big game and our big game coverage is Friday night. Next. The big game and our big game coverage this Friday night will be a battle of 2 undefeated teams in District 28-6A to decide that title. Number 5 Brandeis with an 8-1 overall record, 7-0 in district, faces number 7 Reagan with a 7-2 overall record and 7-0 in district as well. Broncos' only loss of the season came at the hands of the Brennan Bears in week 2 of the season, as the Bears are ranked 2nd in 12's top 12. As for the Reagan Rattlers, their only 2 losses also came now in district play. Non-district play, including their season-opening 14-13 loss to Smithson Valley Rangers in the KSAT Pigskin Classic 2022. Now, after both went undefeated in district, it's time to decide the 28-6A title.
Being undefeated right now, going into week 10, we got Reagan in front of us. They're a really good team. They're really big up front. But we're just going to focus on us, focus on Brandeis football, and hopefully we come out 1-0 at the end of the week.
Whoever wins this game wins a district championship, and we wouldn't want it any other way. These are kind of games you dream about making big plays in, so we're pretty excited.
All right, kickoff at Comalander Stadium on Friday night between number 5 Brandeis and number 7 Reagan is set for 7 p.m. And a group of investors that includes Rackspace co-founder Graham Weston is looking to purchase the San Antonio Missions for around $28 million and move the minor league baseball club into a stadium constructed near downtown. That is according to the Express News tonight. It says the potential location could be around San Pedro Creek Culture Park. Now, you've been on the phone tonight a lot as well, Steve, and the major priority they insist on is purchasing the team first.
That seems to be it. That seems to be the order, but details to come, I'm told.
All right. We'll wait for those later this week.
Thanks, Greg.
Thank you. And we'll be right back in 2 minutes.
That does it for the Nightbeat, but we want to let you know there are storms that are kind of moving through the area. So Sarah Spivey will have an update momentarily on the KSAT weather app.
Be safe. We'll see you tomorrow.